Okay, hi guys, I think I'm live now. Today we are going to look at a very important topic from the standpoint of CAT, which is ratio and proportions and allegations. Today's lecture is actually free for all. Normally these lectures at 8 p.m. when we have these classes every day, these are available only for the premium students of Cracku. But just today, because it is the first lecture of the Dhruva batch, we kept it as free for all. So let us get started. I know that many people are saying good evening. Good evening Praharsh, good evening Suryansh, good evening Simit, good evening Sugadev, good evening Anisha. Good to see you Anisha, you come very regularly. Good evening Mukund, you also come very regularly, so good to see that. Good evening Sonal. Good evening Abhay, good evening Mohit, good evening to all of you. Let us get started. Let us look at the first slide. After that I'll reply to all of you. Good evening Tanishka, good evening Vikas, good evening Hamna, good evening to all of you. So the first thing I wanted to tell you is ratio and proportions is a very important topic for CAT. You can look at the number of questions that are asked. This is all the three slots combined. In CAT 2024 there were 12 questions that were asked. That is approximately 4 questions per slot. 4 out of 22 questions in each slot approximately are from this topic. So you can imagine how important this is. In CAT 2023 there were 9 questions, that is 3 out of 22 were from this topic. And in CAT 2022 also there were 12 questions. So again 4 out of 22. So you can imagine that this is a very important topic and it is not a very difficult topic also. These are the kind of topics that students tend to do well. The accuracy also in this topic is high. So what exactly is ratio? Ratio is basically a way in which you can compare two numbers. Suppose you are saying that okay, in one class there are 100 people or 100 students. In another class there are 200 students. So what is the ratio of the number of students in both the classes? If somebody asks you that kind of a question, it is 100 is to 200. The only difference is that normally when you are discussing ratios, you try to cancel out anything that is common. So 100 divided by 200 in simplest form is equal to 1 by 2. So this ratio, another way to look at it is 1 divided by the other. So this is basically what is called ratio. This ratio also is expressed as a fraction, like we discussed. 100 is to 200 can also be expressed as 100 divided by 200, which is equal to 1 by 2. Here the numerator is called antecedent and the denominator is called consequent. These are just two fancy words. Numerator, if you want to call it numerator, that's fine with me, but it is called antecedent, and the denominator, if you want to call it denominator, it's okay. Otherwise it is called consequent. There are some properties of ratios. I think these are useful. If you remember it, it will be good for you. But don't try to just by heart these kind of formulas. Try to understand them so that you don't need to by heart them. The first thing basically says that if you multiply the numerator and denominator with the same number, the ratio doesn't change. What do I mean by it? Earlier we discussed that 100 by 200, if you cancel the common terms, you are going to get 1 by 2. If you multiply the numerator with 3 and the denominator with 3, you are going to get 3 by 6. Both of them are the same. Now again, if you multiply the numerator with say 4 and denominator with 4, you are going to get 12 by 24. All of them are actually the same. So if you are multiplying the numerator and denominator with the same number, it will be the same. The ratio will not change. Similarly, if you divide both of them by the same number also, the ratio will not change. For example, in the first example, we looked at the ratio as 100 is to 200. We just divided the numerator with 100 and the denominator with 100 to get 1 by 2. So if you are multiplying or dividing the numerator and denominator with the same number, the ratio will not change. Similarly, this also I think is an important thing which I want you to remember. Like in an equation, suppose somebody says 1 by 2 is equal to 3 by 6, which is the case. If you cross multiply, it will be 1 into 6 is equal to 3 into 2. In the same way, even in inequalities, if you are saying that A by P is greater than P by Q, if you cross multiply, if you are going to get A into Q is greater than B into P. That is, you are just cross multiplying here. Similarly, if A by P is less than P by Q, if you cross multiply, you will get A into Q is less than B into P. For you to understand this better, suppose we know that 1 by 2 is less than 3 by 4. This is true, right? 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5. 3 by 4 is equal to 0.75. Now if you cross multiply, 1 into 4 will be less than 2 into 3, or 4 is less than 6. We can try another example. Suppose you know, for example, that 3 by 5, which is equal to 0.6, is less than, say, 9 by 10, which is 0.9. This is true. So again, cross multiply. 3 into 10 will be less than 5 into 9. That is 30 will be less than 45. Even over here, instead of less than, if it is greater also, that will work out fine. Let me answer some chat, then we'll go to the next question. Look at this slide, try to understand it while I try to explain, while I try to answer some of the chats. Good evening, Nikita. Hi, Hariharan. Hi, Abhishek. Hi, Vishal Mani. Hi, Hrithik. Hi, Maulik. Hi, Abhishek. Hi, Sonima. Hi, Supraja. Hi, Abhishek. Hi, Sonima. Good evening, Atul. What is going on in the chat, man? Guys, if you don't focus on the class, you will be banned from chat. So focus on the class, that will be very important for you. Good evening, Anisha. Good evening, Shashikala. Good evening. Good evening, Bharat Bhushan. Again, good to see you, Bharat. You have been here regularly, so good to see you. Good evening, Hrithik. Good evening, Praharsh. Good evening, Kishore Kumar. Good evening, Abhay. Good evening, Mohit. Good evening, Anushka. Good evening, Akshima, Reet, Vaishnavi, Pritika, Tanishka, Hamna, Supraja, Aro, Thyanesh, Teja, Akhilesh, Vasantan, Raj Maurya, Avinash, Shiva, Kajal, Parth. Good evening to all of you, man. Very nice. I would want to name all of you, but because there are so many good evenings, I'll just read them. I'm sorry if that is slightly rude. Good evening, Athar. But I want to teach. That's the reason I will. Good evening, Fatma. Good evening, Rajput. Okay, I think these are some more good evenings. Good evening, Ankita. Good evening. Good evening to all of you, man. All of you, a very good evening. Let me answer some of the questions. Sir, I'm not able to solve questions. In spite of completing some part of the syllabus, I'm feeling demotivated. Sarthak, the thing is, even if you understand the concepts, for you to actually have the confidence, it will take you some time. But what is important is you should continue to try. One of the examples that I give students is if you want to become fit, if you want to have a good body, what do? You go to the gym. Now in the gym, you would want to lift weights which are slightly heavy. You don't want to sit at home and lift a pen. A pen is very light. So if you lift a pen 10 times, you won't gain anything. But on the other hand, say you are pushing a rock, the rock is not moving. But even if you're putting a lot of effort in pushing that rock, you will feel that, okay, you are becoming stronger. The reason for that is not whether you are able to move the pen or the rock. It is about how much effort you put in. In the same way, even if you're not able to answer any question, put in effort, try to solve it, try to think of different ways to solve it before you look at the video solution or the text solution. Then you will understand the concepts better. So I would always say put effort, you will find the results in a few weeks. Don't worry about it. If you're understanding the concepts, starting to solve is the right thing, and you will be able to solve some of the questions in a few days. Don't worry about it. Hi, Abanti Gangopatya. Abhrajit Bhattacharya. Sir, what would be a decent score in DC5? I scored 81. 81 I think is a fantastic score, man. 81 is a very good score. Well done. Okay, let us look at this slide. After that, I'll go to the questions. A, B and X are positive. If A is greater than B, A plus X is less than A by B. What does this mean? I'll give you an example. Here we are discussing the numerator being greater than the denominator. So for example, suppose you are looking at 7 by 5. And always in this, to understand these kind of theorems, I add 1 to the numerator and denominator. That is, what will happen if I have 8 by 6? Then what will happen even more if I am having 9 by 7? Then even more if I am having 10 by 8, what will happen? What this basically says is 7 by 5 is greater than 8 by 6, is greater than 9 by 7, is greater than 10 by 8, and so on. One simple way to remember this is the difference between these two is what? Is 2. Now if you decrease it furthermore, instead of 7 by 5, suppose you have 6 by 4. Even more, you have 5 by 3. Even more, you have 4 by 2. Even more, you will have 3 by 1. Now 3 by 1 is definitely very large. 3 by 1 is 3 and 7 by 5 is just 1.4. So one quick way to see it is, if the numerator is greater than the denominator, this fraction will be greater than 1. And now if you are decreasing the numerator and the denominator equally, at the end the fraction will be very high. So essentially what we are saying is just one simple thing. If you remember just this one thing, all of these things become clearer. For you to understand it, if you are having any number where the numerator is greater than the denominator, another number is say 10 by 9. If you are decreasing the numerator by 9 and if you are say decreasing the numerator by 8 and the denominator by 8, you are going to get 2 by 1. 10 by 9 will be 1.11. 2 by 1 is 2. So this is greater. Similarly, if you are adding, if you are continuing to add from 10 by 9, if you are adding say 90 to the numerator and denominator, you are going to get 100 divided by 99. This will be very close to 1 and so on. For example, if you are adding one more, you are going to get 101 divided by 100. This is 1.01. This is 1.11 and this is 2. So always remember that if A is greater than B, if the numerator is greater than the denominator, if you are adding equal terms to the numerator and denominator, the value of the fraction decreases. Like over here, 101 by 100 is less than 2 by 1. The second thing says the exact same thing in the opposite way. Here we are saying that if the numerator is less than the denominator, for example, if you have say 99 divided by 100, this is 0.99, which is very close to 1. Now if you are removing numbers from the numerator and denominator, then the value of the fraction continues to decrease. For you to remember this, just again take it to the extreme case. From 99 by 100, you don't know whether 98 by 99 is greater or lesser, because you can't immediately figure out whether 98 by 99 is greater than 99 by 100 or not. But if you take it to the extreme case, you are going to get 1 by 2. What we know is that 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5 and 1 by 2 is definitely less than 99 by 100. Therefore, you will get the direction of the inequalities. This is a trick that I would always use, where if the numerator is greater or lesser than the denominator, I just take it to the extreme case so that I get the sign of the inequality. And if both of them are the same, like in the earlier example that we see, 1 by 2 is equal to 3 by 6 is equal to 4 by 8 is equal to ... Then what we are essentially saying is that the ratio of 1:3:4:... is equal to 2:6:8:... Now there is something called proportion. If you are given 3 terms A, B, C, they are considered to be proportionate if A is to B is equal to B is to C. One example for that is 1, 2 and 4. 1:2 is equal to 2:4. So we can say that okay, these 3 terms 1, 2 and 4 are proportionate. Another example is say 1, 3, 9, where we are saying 1:3 is equal to 3:9. Now 4 terms A, B, C, D are considered to be proportionate if A is to B is equal to C is to D. And there are multiple examples of that. We have just discussed it multiple times. For example, 1, 2, 4, 8. Why is this the case? Because 1:2 is equal to 4:8 and so on. Let us look at the next one. Allegation is it's an easy way in which you can find out the ratio in which 2 terms are mixed. What do I mean by it? I'll tell you with an example. Suppose there is one of the common ways in which allegations are used is, suppose you are told that there is class A, the average of all the students in class A is say 30 marks. And there is class B, the average of all the students in class B is say 40 marks. You are told that if you combine all of them, the average of all the students in class A and class B together is say 37 marks. What you are asked to calculate is, what is the ratio of the number of students in A to the number of students in B? These kind of questions can be used, and if you are given these kind of questions, using allegations is useful. Remember that when you are using allegations, you don't need to use allegations, but when you use allegations, you can answer the questions faster. And in allegations, normally you are given 2 terms, and you are also given what is the value after both of them are mixed, and then you are asked to calculate the ratio in which both of them are mixed. In this particular case, average of class A students is 30, average of class B students is 40, average of both of them together is 37. So what we are essentially saying is, calculate 37 minus 30, that is equal to 7. Write it to the opposite side. You took 37 minus A, so write it beside B. And what is 40 minus 37? It is 3. So write it beside A. So the ratio in which A and B are mixed, or the ratio of the number of students in A to the number of students in B is equal to 3 by 7. It is very simple. Basically, whatever is given, whatever is the combined average, subtract it from both of them and then flip to get the ratio. So here we took 37 minus 30, that is 7, we put it over here. We took 40 minus 37, which is equal to 3, we put it over here. Let us look at some of the questions now. If you look at some of the questions, like I mentioned, we have started the Dhruva batch. The Dhruva batch has started today. Today's class is free for all, but normally these kind of classes which happen at 8 p.m. every weekday are only available for the students who are enrolled to Cracku. I take all the sessions on Monday. Every Monday I teach Quant around this time at around 8 p.m. And in this Dhruva batch we have concept videos, we have weekly revision videos, and we have the live classes. You will also be given a day-wise schedule. For example, every day in the morning you are given a schedule. You are asked to stick to the schedule every single day. Every day you are given these videos that we want you to watch and the questions that we want you to solve. All of the questions or most of the questions have detailed video solutions. So even if you are stuck in some question, you can look at the solution to understand it. You are also entitled to get one-on-one mentorship. So to get this one-on-one mentorship, you have to book your slot. Every student I think has a fixed number of slots per month. You can fix it and our mentor will call you. The mentor will assist you, will take your questions, what are the issues that you are struggling with, and we assign a mentor so that the mentor can talk to you and help you resolve those issues faster. We also have the daily live classes like I mentioned. The daily live classes are from 8 p.m. every single day. Let us look at the next question. Okay, Sonal Roy is saying, hello sir, until now I gave 2 mocks. The last one I scored 11 marks, but the recent one I scored 56 marks. In VRC attempted 20, out of which 14 were correct. LRDI 1 set, and in Quants attempted 4 but got only 4 correct. Okay, 2 correct. How do I go from here and increase my attempts in all the sections? Very good question, Sonal. First thing I will tell you is, because your marks are fluctuating, don't worry too much about it. Believe in the process. Believe that, okay, I will do all the right things and eventually my marks will increase. That I think should be your mindset. Because mock scores will fluctuate here and there. Sometimes mocks will be easy, sometimes mocks will be difficult. So don't worry about it. What I would tell you is, if you are looking to improve your attempt rate in Quant and LRDI, which I think is where you are struggling, you have to solve a lot of questions between the mocks. Don't take too many mocks. Don't take 0 mocks. Try to take 1 mock every 2 weeks as of now. And between those 2 mocks, try to solve as many questions as you can. The more you solve, the faster you will get. So again, don't just solve questions without knowing the concepts. Know the concepts, but focus more on solving questions. Once you understand a concept, if you have access to the study room, go to the study room and try to solve questions as much as you can. If you don't have access to the study room, at least try to find those questions from the CAT previous year's papers and try to solve them. Solve questions in between mocks and then attempt mocks, at least 1 mock every 2 weeks. I think that should be your goal to increase the attempt rate in Quant and LRDI. Hi Keshwardhan. Guys, please do like the stream if you are watching it on YouTube. The ages of A and B 14 years ago were in the ratio of 4:3. We have A here, we have B here. This is 14 years ago. Their ratios were in the their ages were in the ratio of 4:3. So let us assume that at that time the age of A is 4K, the age of B is 3K. But this is 14 years ago. What is the current age? The current age of A will be 4K plus 14 and the age of B is 3K plus 14. After 10 years from now, so what will their age be 10 years from now? It will be 4K plus 24 and 3K plus 24. This is in the ratio of 6:5. So 4K plus 24 divided by 3K plus 24 is equal to 6/5. Now let us cross multiply. You are going to get 20K plus 120 is equal to 18K plus 144. Or the value of 2K is equal to 24 or the value of K is equal to 12. Now what is the present age of B? The present age of B is 3K plus 14, which is equal to 3 into 12 plus 14, which is equal to 50 years. So the answer for this question is option C. How many people got it correct? Only 32 people got it correct. I thought this was not a very difficult question, so I expected more people to get it correct. But that is fine. Let us try to see if you can get the next question correct. Kripa is saying, sir, I scored 57 in DC5, 34 in VRC, 15 in LRDI, 8 in Quants. How should I go about my preparation? I think my answer to you would be very similar to what I answered earlier. You seem to be doing well in VRC. For you to improve in Quant and LRDI, learn concepts and try to solve questions. Both of them are important. If you are doing only one of the two, your scores will not improve. Once you learn concepts, focus also on solving at least 5 to 10 questions from that concept. And try to take one mock every 2 weeks. And between the two mocks, I would focus a lot on solving questions. Now, it is understandable that if you don't know the concept, you can't solve questions. So that is why I'm saying learn concepts. But just learning concept without solving questions on your own is not going to be very useful. Aarti Sharma is asking, sir, study room or your books, which is more good in terms of questions? I think both of them are very good. The book also has a lot of very useful questions, very interesting questions. Even study room questions are very, very nice and interesting. Again, it doesn't matter which of the two you are using. Just ensure that you are solving as many as you can. That is more important. Good evening, Adamya Agarwal. Mukund, sir, could you touch upon allegation for 3 items as well? I will see, man. Allegations of 3 items, I don't think is really required with respect to CAT. And in general, I would say that in ratio and proportion, understanding the concept is more important than learning any kind of shortcut or tricks. I don't think allegations in 3 terms is super useful. We are going to have some questions on allegations in this session only towards the end. That will be, I think, useful for you to revise allegations. I also want to tell you that we have a subreddit on Cracku. I normally see that in Reddit, there are just so many people who are very negative, pessimistic, just going on rants, cribbing all of this. And I feel that that is not useful or helpful for CAT aspirants. That is not helpful for any student who is trying to work hard, because if you're just demotivated, you will not put in the effort. For that, we started a subreddit. The link for the subreddit is given in the chat. It is called catstudyroom. I'm very active in that subreddit. So if you're looking for if you're looking to interact with me also, I would recommend you to join it, and then you can post your queries. I'll try to respond to them to the best of my ability. So definitely do check it out. It is a positive motivational subreddit for CAT aspirants. It is called the CAT Study Room. Anisha is saying, sir, how can I improve speed in DI? In DI and Quant, the only way in which you can improve speed is by solving questions. Now, especially in DI and LR, the best resource for you to practice CAT level questions are the CAT previous year's papers. And CAT previous year's papers are completely free. You can download them for free on the Cracku website. And the PDF also is very well designed, so that once you download the PDF, after you look at a question, if you're looking for the video solution, the button to view the video solution is there in the PDF itself. When you click on the button, you will be redirected to the video solution page. What I would tell you is very simple. Start with CAT 2024. There are 3 slots. Every slot will have 4 or 5 LRDIs. I think it has 5 LRDIs in CAT 2024. In CAT 2023, I think it has 4 LRDIs. But it doesn't matter. Every year, you are getting around 12 to 15 LRDIs because there are 3 slots. So 3 slots in CAT 2024 is 15 LRDIs. In CAT 2023 is 12 LRDIs. Similarly, in CAT 2022, CAT 2021, CAT 2020, all of them are very relevant LRDIs. That I think should be your first step. If you are a serious aspirant for CAT, download the CAT previous year's papers. I think the link to download them is given in the chat also. You can just Google search Cracku CAT previous year's papers. And you can download the CAT previous year's papers and start solving the LRDIs. I would also recommend you to, if any one of you is following the Cracku Instagram channel, please do let me know in the chat. We are putting a lot of effort to grow our Instagram presence. We are posting very useful content for CAT aspirants on our Instagram page. It is instagram.com/crackuexam. So this is the link for it. If you are already following it, that is good. If you are not following it, please do follow it. In this question, we are told that Tarun has black and white marbles in the ratio of 5:6. So we have black and we have white marbles. This Tarun has, and the ratio is 5:6. So that is 5K is to 6K. So let us assume that he has 5K black and 6K white marbles. Banu has white and black marbles in the ratio of 3:4. We have Banu. Here don't make the mistake. Banu has white and black in the ratio of 3:4. This guy has black and white, so it is switched, so don't fall for it. So Banu has 3:4, so let us assume that this is 3L and 4L, because this is white and black. Now if Banu gives 2 black marbles to Tarun, Banu will have 4L minus 2, Tarun will have 5K plus 2 black marbles. The number of white and black marbles will Tarun becomes equal. So these two will remain the same. So 5K plus 2 is equal to 6K, or the value of K is equal to 2. This would imply that the number of marbles with Tarun is 10 black marbles and 12 white marbles. If the number of black marbles with Tarun is 10, okay, and Banu, which is 4L, are in the ratio of 5:6. So 10 divided by 4L is equal to 5/6. You can cross multiply, this is 2, or the value of L is 3. So the number of black marbles with Banu is 12. Therefore, the number of white marbles with Banu is 9. The total number of marbles with Tarun will be 10 plus 12, which is 22. And the total number of marbles with Banu is 12 plus 9, which is 21. So both of them together, the total number of marbles is 43, which is option A. Let us look at the next question. Sir, I am not able to draw tables in DI. I don't understand how should I approach this. Please help. I think in DI, there are concept videos by Saili. I think that will be useful for you. So just search for the concept videos of DI. She has done very nice videos where she explains all the different types of DIs. There are bar charts, there are pie charts, there are line charts, there are also spider webs. All of them come under DI, and she has put a lot of effort to explain each one of them. So I think you should definitely check out the concept videos on those for you to get better. I'll answer these questions. Let me first come to the bottom. Why is black marble with 10 if 12 after 2 is given to Tarun? That is mentioned that if it is given. We didn't say that they were given. We told that if they were given, then it would be in the then they would be equal. Sir, I have a doubt regarding VRC strategy. I am able to attempt 17 to 20 questions every time, but sometimes I am having around 7 to 8 incorrect answers. Sometimes it's like 2 to 3. How to fix it? How to find my questions? Thanks in advance. Rakesh, what I would tell you is focus on improving your reading habit. I think if you inculcate a habit of reading, your concentration will improve and your accuracy also will improve. Secondly, what I notice is in VARC, in RC we can really increase our accuracy. I think accuracy and verbal ability might not be very high sometimes, but in RCs the accuracy should be very high. So focus on doing well in RCs. That I think will be useful for you. VA, the accuracy will fluctuate, but in RCs the accuracy will be stable, or at least it should be stable. So focus on doing well in RCs. To do well in RCs, you need to have a habit of reading. So every day try to read 3 or 4 articles, good articles from either Aon Essays or The Guardian. There are different good websites. Try to go through them and inculcate a habit of reading. Anil Kumar Sunkar is saying, following it, sir, very good content. Thanks a lot, Anil. So people who have not started following our Instagram channel, please do follow it. Sir, but Tarun should have 12 marbles no, after getting 2 from Banu. Honestly, we didn't say that he got 12. We are saying that if he was given 12, then it would be equal. We didn't say that he was given 2 marbles. Abhay is saying, sir, I watched them and I made short notes for every chat. Still not able to implement ma'am's tricks. I think it is fine, Abha. Just ensure that you are still trying, because you will understand how to do it after a few days. So till then, just continue to try. If you are continuing to try, then I think you will start improving day by day. Hi Rakesh. Mysterious fragrance. Sir, please take some classes for LRDA. Definitely I'll do it, man. Mrinal is saying, sir, for students who struggle, can there be mentors assigned for somewhat personalized attention? Mrinal, we have one-to-one mentorship slots. So the way it works is, you can book your mentorship slot and a slot will be assigned to you and our mentor is going to call you. So once the mentor calls you, whatever doubts you have about your CAT preparation, you can ask him and he's going to try to resolve them. One sec, guys. I'll just. उमा उमा सिंह सर, इज इट पॉसिबल टू परचेज लाइव क्लासेस सेपरेटली एंड इतने बेसिक से सब होगा क्या? काफी बेसिक से हम स्टार्ट करते हैं, क्योंकि हमें पता है कि जो भी कैट के लिए तैयारी कर रहे हैं अगर वो रिपीटर्स नहीं है तो उनको ये सब थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट लगेगा, बिकॉज उनको प्रैक्टिस कम हो गया होगा। 10th और 12th के बाद काफी कम लोग एक्चुअली पढ़ते हैं क्वांट्स या मैथ्स, तो इसलिए हम ये चाहते हैं कि हमारा जो भी क्लासेस है, लाइव क्लासेस या कॉन्सेप्ट वीडियोस, काफी बेसिक से स्टार्ट होते हैं। अगर आप लोगों को कोई भी कोर्स के बारे में जानकारी चाहिए तो प्लीज ईमेल कीजिए support@cracku.in को। आपका फोन नंबर लिख दीजिए और आपका जो भी प्रोफाइल है या जो भी इश्यू है उसमें लिख दीजिए। हम कोशिश करते हैं कि आपका जो भी डाउट है वो अच्छे से रिजॉल्व करने के लिए। तो if you have any doubts with respect to any of the courses, please do send a mail to support@cracku.in. In this question, we are told that Ram and Krishna have their income in the ratio of 9:8. So we have Ram and we have Krishna. Their income is in the ratio of 9:8. And their expenditure is in the ratio of 10:8. So let us assume that their incomes are 9i and 8i and their expenditures are 10e and 8e. And their savings are in the ratio of 1:1. So what will their savings be? Saving is basically income minus expenditure. So for Ram it will be 9i minus 10e and for Krishna it is 8i minus 8e. If both of them are the same, it would imply that I is equal to 2e. So this would mean that the income is 18e and for Krishna it is 16e, and therefore we can remove this so that there is no confusion, and therefore the savings for both of them can also be calculated. The savings for both of them will be 8e and 8e. Now we are given three statements. Let us try to see which of those statements is correct. Okay, thank you. Krishna's savings is equal to his expenditure. Krishna's savings is 80, it is equal to his expenditure, so this is true. Ram's savings is greater than his expenditure. Ram's savings is 80, his expenditure is 10e. His savings is actually less than his expenditure, so this is false. Ram's expenditure, which is 10e, is 25% greater than Krishna's savings. So this is 1.25 into what is Krishna's savings? It is 80. 10e is actually equal to 1.25 into 80, so this also is true. So option 1 and option 3 are true, so it is option C. Let us look at the next question. Okay. Vedant Mundra is saying, sir, is this batch for Lakshya batch? I think Lakshya batch people also can access this. The live classes will be common for all the batches. The schedule, individual schedule of daily batches, that will differ for each of the batch, the individual tasks, the batch tasks that are given. But the live classes in the evening are common for all. I'm getting right answers, but in live classes, speed is difficulty. Since cutoff of CAT is 50% marks, should I go about for accuracy or attempt rate? I would say at the start you should go for accuracy, because I think if your accuracy is high, you will gain confidence. You will feel that, okay, I'm understanding these concepts. So at the start, if you're just starting your preparation, focus on accuracy. But as you continue to keep getting better and better, then focus on attempt rate. And your attempt rate will increase if you solve a lot of questions between mocks. Your accuracy will not, or your attempt rate will not increase if you're not solving questions between mocks. Okay, antecedent and consequent. Akshit is asking. If you have a ratio, like say 3:4, this is the antecedent and this is the consequent. Guys, please do like the stream if you're watching it on YouTube. Okay, I think somebody has given a super chat. Guys, don't give super chat, man, please. Yeah, Sun Mitra Chatterjee Singh, top IM percentile 94, 84, 71, 7.7 from I think Jadavpur University and consulting at Dell. I think Sun Mitra, your profile I think is good. Your 10th and 12th scores are good. Your undergraduation is slightly on the lesser side, but I think it should be okay. I'm assuming that you're a general engineer male. If that is the case, I would recommend you to start working. I think you're already working at Dell, maybe. Continue to work, continue to get your work ex points so that your cutoff will be easier. I would say at this profile, you will need around 99.8 to get the top shortlist if you are a general engineer male. If you have any of the academic diversity or gender diversity, your percentiles needed will be lesser. That is it, guys. Please do not give super chats on YouTube because I don't have time to actually answer the super chats with respect to your profile. We did the profile reviews yesterday. I don't want to do it today because I want to focus on teaching this concept that I think is more important. Vaibhav saying, greetings sir, I'm from Hyderabad, met you at a chess tournament. Didn't know you're a great teacher. I'm looking to start my prep once I enroll in my college for UG. Okay. You are yet to enroll for UG. Okay, man, that's fine. Don't worry. I think I know who you are, Vaibhav. I think I do meet you. So yeah, man, nice to see that you are in the chat. Focus on doing well in your UG. I think that is very important. Okay. Let us answer this question, guys. 39 people got it correct, 23 people got it wrong. A ratio is equal to 19 by 29 and the sum of its antecedents and consequent is 1872. Find the difference between the squares of the antecedent and the consequent. So basically we have a ratio which is 19:29, but we don't know the antecedent and the consequent. It can be 19 by 29 or it can be 38 by 58 or it can be 57 by 87. It can be anything. So what we'll say is that let us assume that the antecedent is 19k and the consequent is 29k. What is the sum of the antecedent and the consequent? It is 19k plus 29k, which is equal to 48k. This we are told is 1872. So now we need to calculate the value of k. K is equal to 1872 divided by 48, which is equal to 936 divided by 24, which is equal to 468 divided by 12, which is equal to 39. So the ratio is, the antecedent is 19 into 39. The consequent is 29 into 39. What is the difference between the squares of the antecedent and the consequent? So what we are required to calculate is what is the value of 39 square into 29 square minus 39 square into 19 square. We can take 39 square common. If you have a calculator, you can do it quickly. Otherwise, just take 39 square common. This is 29 square minus 19 square. We know the trick for x square minus y square. This is equal to x minus y into x plus y. So this is basically equal to 39 square into 10 into 48. You can use your calculator now and you can calculate that. The answer will be 7,30,080. Let us look at the next question. Anisha is saying, sir, would you recommend using calculator on the exam day? I think for certain things you should use it. Like for example, over here, after I simplify a little, I'll use a calculator. But try not to overuse a calculator because that will waste time. Vamshi is saying, sir, I am Corona 10th passed out. Is it affect anything? I don't think it will affect, man. I think that is fine. Because that one entire year, everybody was Corona passed, right? So what can you do? Shortcut method to find 39 square. Saksham Bhati is saying, sir, I am a repeater. So what would be a good strategy if I have the course? Our repeaters batch is mostly focused on solving questions. I think that should be the difference between freshers and repeaters. A fresher, I think, has to focus more on concepts because they are probably starting all of this for the first time. So for them, they might not be very comfortable with some of the basic concepts. So I would recommend them to spend some more time in concepts. For repeaters, especially people who have taken CAT at least once or twice before and scored say 80 percentile plus. For these kind of repeaters, focus mostly on solving questions. This I think is very, very important. Anushka Sai Singh, sir, I have a suggestion. Study room RC should have topics mentioned so that we can identify our strengths and weaknesses. I think that's not a bad idea, Anushka. Let me tell my team to try to include it in the coming days. Let me note it down. Saksham Bhatia saying, sir, should I attend these live classes? I'm a repeater and I know basics of arithmetic. I think you should attend, man. Basically, these live classes are designed to get you to solve as many questions as you can. Like you can see in many of the questions that I answer, I put a lot of emphasis on solving questions because solving questions, I think, is the right way in which you can build your confidence. So focus on attending these live sessions. That will be useful for you. .483 is divided into 3 parts, such that 1/5 of the first part, 1/6 of the second part, and 1/10 of the third part are equal. Find the cube of the 1/6 of the second part. So there is 483. Let us assume that it is divided into 3 parts, A, B, and C. Now, 1/5 of the first part is A by 5. This is equal to 1/6 of the second part, which is B by 6. This is equal to 1/10 of the third part, which is equal to C by 10. Let all of them be equal to a particular number K. So A is equal to 5K, B is equal to 6K, C is equal to 10K. So the sum of all of them will be equal to 21K. That has to equal 483. Or the value of K is equal to 483 divided by 21, which is equal to 23. So the value of A is equal to 5 times K, which is 115. The value of B is 6 times K, which is equal to 138. The value of C is 10 times K, which is equal to 230. What are we required to calculate? We are required to calculate the cube of 1/6 of the second part. This is the second part. 1/6 of it is 23. So what we are required to calculate is 23 cube. What is 23 cube? For this kind of a question, use your calculator. It will be 12,167. Let us look at the next question. Sir, I'm finding it hard to fully decode learn from the concept videos of Quants. Will mentorship help me in solving this? I'm not facing any troubles with DLR. I'm from a non-maths BBA graduate student. I think mentorship will definitely help you. What my recommendation for you would be is to focus on the pre-CAT videos that we made. So to figure out how to use them or to know where to use them, I would say book a slot with the mentorship team. They will call you. Keshwardhan Babu Bhairi Singh, sir, for LRDI, is the best method is starting with PYQs or any other idea? I would say there are two things for LRDIs. To improve in LRDIs, one is the CAT previous year's papers. You can download the CAT previous year's papers at Cracku completely for free. I would recommend you to download the CAT previous year's papers PDF. If you are not able to find the link for the CAT previous year's papers, just Google search Cracku CAT previous year's papers and download those PDFs. That I think is a very good resource. It is completely for free. The second very good resource is the CAT daily targets. We have the Cracku daily targets and these are taken by thousands of students every single day. So try to take the Cracku daily targets, especially for LRDI. In daily target, you get one test for Quant, one test for LRDI and one test for verbal, and all of them have detailed video solutions. So definitely take the daily targets, especially for the LRDI section. I think these two are very good resources for you to improve in LRDI. A shopkeeper buys rice of variety A at rupees 75 per kg. So A is rupees 75 per kg. And he buys rice of bag B at rupees 100 per kg. In what ratio should he mix both of them so that when he sells the resultant mixture at rupees 100 per kg, he makes a profit of 25%. So the selling price is rupees 100 per kg. And the profit percentage is 25%. Therefore, what is the cost price? The cost price is the selling price divided by 1 plus profit percent, which is 100 divided by 1.25, which is equal to 80 rupees per kg. So this will be 80. Now we can use allegations to figure out the ratio in which A and B are mixed. How do we use allegations? What is 80 minus 75? 80 minus 75 is just 5. So put it beside B. What is 100 minus 80? 100. 100 minus 80 is 20. So put it beside A. So the ratio in which A and B should be mixed is 20:5, which is equal to 4:1. So the answer for this question is option A. Let us look at the next question. Sir, despite performing well in full length test, I am struggling to score in sectional test. Could you please help me understand why this might be happening? This is very interesting, man. Because I normally see it happening the other way around, where people score well in sectionals but don't score well in full length marks. If you're scoring well in full length test and not scoring in sectional marks, I don't know why that is happening. Maybe you're just taking sectionals to be very easy. Maybe you're not as focused or as serious. It is possible that you're not in the right mindset. Maybe you're just thinking that it's a 40-minute test. Let me just start off. And mock, maybe you're taking it more seriously. Because it doesn't make sense for you to do well in full length test and not well in sectional tests if you're applying yourself equally well. On the other hand, somebody who's scoring well in sectional test might struggle in full length tests because they might not have the stamina to sit for 2 hours. A sectional test for 40 minutes might be easier for them and they might get tired at the end of say 1.5 or 2 hours. That might happen, but the other way around is probably only because you're not taking it seriously. One-on-one membership medium, I think it is in English. Sir, why can't we take 2 variables for both A and B? I have taken X and Y. I think you can solve it using 2 variables. Even then you'll get the same answer. Sir, can this be done like in the question is based on ages of A and B as 3 and 5 are the ratio? So we can decide the answer by the 3 and multiply can be the answer. I'm not sure how you actually said it. Sir, this can be done like as the question is based on ages of B as the 3 and the 5 are the ratio. So we can decide the answer by the 3 and 5 multiple can be the answer. I think that is okay, but normally I don't like solving it with these kind of tricks because our accuracy will suffer. Sometimes we might feel that this is the correct answer, but if you don't get to or if you don't arrive at the answer, we might be making some silly mistakes. Keshodhan sir, is this 6 months enough for cracking CAT with consistency, sir? I think 6 months is definitely sufficient for you to do well in CAT. Don't worry about it. 6 months is a lot of time. If you are putting in 2 hours or 3 hours every single day, that I think should be good enough for you to do well in the examination. Okay, let me answer this question. These are 2 solutions containing milk and water in the ratio of 1:2 and 2:1. So this is solution 1. We have milk and we have water. Milk and water is in the ratio of 1:2. And we have solution 2 where milk and water is in the ratio of 2:1. In what ratio should they be mixed so that the resultant ratio of milk and water is 3/5? To solve these kind of questions, I again use allegations. So what is the fraction of milk in the first solution? In solution 1, the ratio of milk and water is 1:2. So the fraction of milk is 1/3. In solution 2, the ratio of milk and water is 2:1. So what is the fraction of milk? It is 2/3. Now when we are mixing them, we are getting milk and water in the ratio of 3:5. This would imply that the fraction of milk is 3/8. So the ratio in which they should be mixed can be solved using allegations. What is 3 by 8 minus 1 by 3? 3 by 8 minus 1 by 3 is equal to 1 by 24. So put 1 by 24 beside solution 2. What is 2 by 3 minus 3 by 8? 2 by 3 minus 3 by 8 is equal to 7 by 24. So put 7 by 24 beside solution 1. So the ratio in which they should be mixed is 7 by 24 is to 1 by 24, or this is equal to 7 is to 1. So the answer for this question is option D. Let us look at the next question. Sir, I am not able to secure beyond 85 to 90 percentile no matter how difficult the mock. I think that is fine, no? That gives you a sense of confidence that okay, you are at least scoring between 85 to 90 percentile consistently. Focus on solving a lot of questions between mocks. This might feel like I am repeating the same thing, but I think that is the only sure shot way of improving your percentile and improving your score, where you practice a lot between two mocks. That I think should be sufficient. Don't worry too much about it. Anisha sir, how can I improve speed in DI? I would recommend you to solve previous year's papers and Cracku daily targets to improve your speed in LRDI. Sir, I can't focus on solving problems for a long time. How should I improve focus for long hours? Anish, I would say that shut off your phone. If you are using a smartphone, shut off your phone, completely go cold turkey on your phone. I think your concentration levels will significantly improve within 3 or 4 days. I think phone is such a big distraction, it affects our concentration levels. Guys, please do like our Instagram page. We are putting a lot of effort in ensuring that the Instagram page has good posts and good reels, which are very useful to students. The link to follow our Instagram page is given in the chat. Please do follow it. Anirudh Datri, how many more questions? I'm not sure, man. I'll just keep posting. Maybe there will be 1 or 2 more questions. Nikita Jain, sir, how did we get 3:5? That is given in the question that after you mix, you are getting the ratio of 3:5. Sir, any shortcut method to find square or cube of numbers higher than 30? There is no shortcut, man, but if you feel that, okay, this is getting difficult for me, you can use the calculator to calculate it. Sir, I understand the concept and I am able to solve questions up to some extent. And once I reach that I am unable to solve them, how can I face it? Okay, I am able to solve questions up to some extent, and once I reach that I am unable to solve them, how can I face it? I think if you have access to the CAT study room, that will be useful for you, because there you will keep getting questions of your difficulty level. So based on your proficiency, you will keep getting questions. As you keep getting them correct, you will keep getting slightly more difficult questions. So that way your level or your proficiency will improve consistently. So I would recommend you to enroll, or if you already have access to it, definitely check out the CAT study room. Sir, how do we get 3:5 and then 3:8 for the mixer? Milk and water are in the ratio of 3:5. So what is the fraction of milk in the entire solution? We have 3 parts water, 5 parts milk. So the total parts is 8 parts. So the fraction of milk will be 3 divided by 3 plus 5, which is equal to 3 by 8. Alloy A contains iron and aluminium in the ratio of 5:3. So we have alloy A. This has iron and aluminium in the ratio of 5:3. Okay. Alloy B contains copper and iron in the ratio of 3:1. So we have copper also is 3:1. Okay. If alloy A and alloy B are mixed in the ratio of K:1, so we have K and we have 1. And the resultant mixture has 33.33% copper, find the value of K. So if you say you mix K kgs of alloy A with 1 kg of alloy B. In 1 kg of alloy B, the fraction of copper will be 3/4. And the fraction of iron will be 1/4 because they are mixed in the ratio of 3:1. Alloy A doesn't contain copper. So in the final mixture, the amount of copper will be 3/4. What is the total weight of the final mixture? It is K plus 1 kgs. We are told that this is 33.33%. So 3 by 4 divided by k plus 1 is equal to 1 by 3. You can cross multiply. So 9 by 4 is equal to k plus 1, or the value of k is equal to 5 by 4. So the answer for this question is option C. Let us look at the next question. Sir, I gave CAT 2024 but without much prep and scored 79 percentile. So to increase, what should I focus more on? I have completed most of the concept. Sonima, like I mentioned earlier, if you are a repeater who scored around 80 percentile, your focus should be mostly on solving as many questions as you can. The more questions you solve, the better your marks will be. As you are a repeater, and like you mentioned, you already know most of the concepts. So focus more on solving. Then if you are getting stuck in any particular concept, if you feel that in one concept I am getting a lot of questions wrong, then revise that concept. Don't randomly watch concept videos if you are a repeater who has already done decently well. And 80 percentile in the first attempt, I would say, is decently well. So right now focus more on solving. Shashank Kumar is saying, sir, can you rank the dash cats still according to their difficulty? I think all the dash cats till the 5th dash cat are in the easy to medium category. And I've done the analysis of each of the dash cats and we have released them also till dash cat 4. I think dash cat 5 analysis I'll do maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You can look at the analysis video to get a sense of how I would rate the quant, LRDI and verbal sections of each of them. Good evening, sir. Today I took my first test and I'm a beginner. How should I take daily target? I got scared. Solving a logarithm, surds and indices. How can I approach this kind of questions? Supraja, one of the things I would tell you is logarithms is very easy. Logarithms is actually a scoring subject. But many times people, especially non-engineers, feel very intimidated by how logarithms look, all of those symbols and all. But the number of formulas that are there in logarithms is very limited. The way I would want you to approach daily targets is very simple. Try to solve it. Even if you're getting 0, that is completely fine. Look at the video solutions. I explained all the questions very thoroughly in the daily targets. So first give your full attempt in the daily target. Try to answer it. Don't look at the video solution without giving it your all in trying to solve it. And after that, look at the video solution. Then I think you will gain more. Supraja saying, sir, yesterday I attended your live need your profile evaluation. Okay, thank you, Supraja, but I don't want to get into the profile evaluation right now because if I start with the profile evaluation, everybody will be posting their profiles and then I can't really teach more. So let us not do the profile evaluation today. Like I mentioned earlier, guys, if you are looking for a batch for CAT 2025, today's session is free for all, but normally these kind of sessions are only for the Cracku students. We are having the Dhruva batch, which is starting today. So if you're looking to enroll to it, you can just send us a mail to support@cracku.in. If you have any doubts or queries, you can send us a mail to this. We will get in touch with you. Moktik is saying, sir, 1 by minus 2 is less than 1 by 2. But 2 is not less than minus 2. How to modify the inequalities equation for cross multiplication? When I told you about the cross multiplication, a by b is less than p by q, I assumed that all of them, a, b, p and q are greater than 0. If they are less than 0, we should be a lot more careful. Normally, if you are multiplying any inequality with a minus sign, the sign of the inequality will change. So suppose you are multiplying this with minus 1 and this with minus 1. Then minus a by b is greater than minus p by q. Whenever you are multiplying an inequality with a minus number, the sign of the inequality will change. So whatever I mentioned over here with cross multiplication, I assumed that all of them are positive. Atharva Talwakar is saying, sir, I think DC5 is a bit easier than DC4. I got 92 percentile for 66 marks in DC4, but only about 80 percentile for 54 in DC5. I think that is true. I haven't done the analysis for DC5 yet. Once I do it, I can answer it with more conviction. I have done the analysis for most of the dash cats till now, so you can check it out. Okay. The ratio in which two metals A and B should be mixed to obtain alloy C is 7:3. So we have alloy C. A and B are mixed in the ratio of 7:3. We have alloy D, in which they are mixed in the ratio of 4:5. In what ratio must the two alloys be mixed if the final mixture must contain the two metals in the ratio of 3:2? The final mixture, we want A and B in the ratio of 3:2. So if you're looking at alloy C, what is the fraction of metal A? That will be 7 divided by 7 plus 3, which is 7/10. What is the fraction of metal B? That will be 3 divided by 7 plus 3, which is 3/10. In alloy D, what is the fraction of metal A? That is 4 divided by 4 plus 5, which is 4/9. What is the fraction of metal B? That is 5 divided by 4 plus 5, which is 5/9. In the final mixture, we want A and B to be in the ratio of 3:2. So what is the fraction of A? That will be 3 divided by 3 plus 2, which is 3/5. And that of fraction B, metal B, will be 2 divided by 2 plus 3, which is 2/5. So essentially what we are saying is that we have alloy C and we have alloy D. Alloy C has 7/10 of fraction A of metal A, and alloy D has 4/9 of metal A. When you are mixing both of them, the fraction of metal A is 3/5. So what is the ratio in which they should be mixed? Again, we will use alligations. What is 7/10 minus 3/5? This is equal to 1/10. So put 1/10 over here. What is 3/5 minus 4/9? 3/5 minus 4/9 is equal to by 45. 3 into 9 is 27, minus 20 is 7. So put 7/45 here. So the required ratio is 7/45 is to 1/10. You can multiply both of these ratios with 90. So we are going to get 14:9. So the answer for this question is 14:9. I'll answer 3 or 4 questions and after that I'll end the stream. The questions are over today. Sir, do the live classes cover the whole syllabus? The live classes are mostly intended to inculcate a sense of solving questions, and we will be covering most of the syllabus. Sir, engineer batch 2023, beginner from CAT prep, have 22-month work ex, quit my job recently for prep, weak in quant, slightly better in DLR. How can I improve and make the most of the remaining months to get into the top B schools? So, Praja, I would say that focus on having a consistent habit. So, because you are calling yourself a beginner, I would say that focus on improving your concept first. Try to understand the concepts, especially in quant. There are 3 important topics: arithmetic, algebra, and geometry. Try to understand the concepts that are involved in these 3, but at the same time, try to solve some questions. Don't just watch the concept videos. Try also to solve some questions. As you're a beginner, both of them should go hand in hand. I think that should be sufficient. Sir, how to remember these formulas? I come across them every time I study ratios, but never remember them. You should understand the concepts. Even if you don't remember the formulas, it should be okay. For example, like I mentioned earlier, if you are asked 7/5 and you are asked something like say 42/40, and you have to quickly say whether it is greater than or lesser than. One way to do it is just cross multiplying. Another way to do it is, okay, we have 7/5, we have 42/20, we have 42/40. One extreme towards it will be 3/1. Basically, in all of these cases, the numerator is greater than the denominator by 2. We know that 3/1 is greater than 7/5 because 3/1 is 3, 7/5 is 1.4. So then you can immediately put it this way. So 7/5 will be greater than 42/40. These are basically ways in which you understand the concepts. Don't mug up formulas just for the sake of it. Sir, when I'm trying to study, let me answer some of the latest questions. What is recommended? Study room tests or book questions? Post daily, seeing daily concept as video as beginner. I would say both of them are good. Don't worry about which one is better. Both of them have very good questions. Solve questions from either study room or from the Cracku books. Akshit says, I got 92% in my last attempt and was my first attempt. Just graduated college in 2025. Not sure how I should proceed. I would say that if you have just graduated, try to find a job. That is very important. Don't try to take a gap year. And because you already scored 92 percentile, you are definitely not a beginner. I would recommend you to solve as many questions as you can. Sir, I'm a repeater, scored 30 percentile last time. Any advice for me? Pratham, because you scored 30 percentile, which is not a very high score, focus on building your concepts. In quant, look at the important topics like arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and try to improve them. And after you feel confident about some of the concepts, try to solve questions. Sir, today's class until August 26 covers all the topics in live class. I think so. Don't worry about it. How to know extremes? Vidya, by extremes I mean just make either the numerator 1 or denominator 1. Rituraj is saying, sir, I have a job starting from August. How to focus on the upcoming 2 months? My arithmetic part is done. Geometry is not good. Yet to start. VRC, I'm improving using daily targets. See, arithmetic is important. Algebra and geometry, all of them are important. If you have not started them, don't worry. Start them now. But ensure that you cover at least the basics of all of them and then start practicing questions. I don't want to tell you to ignore any one of them because all 3 of them are very important: arithmetic, algebra and geometry. Sir, are the dash cats on the level of cat or are they harder? I think dash cats, we try to make these dash cats to be very similar to cat 2024. So I don't think that dash cats are harder. We are trying to mimic cat 2024 to the best of our abilities. Sir, what should be the order to solve? Mocks, daily targets or PYQs? I would say daily targets definitely every single day because they will help you inculcate a sense of consistency. Then mocks and previous year's papers, you can do it alternately. Both of them are useful. Whatever you feel comfortable, you should do. Yeah, Sonima, this was the last question. I'll answer just 2 or 3 more questions before ending the stream. Ahmad is saying, sir, I got 50% last year, currently working, just now started. I don't know how to start, a bit scared. See, I would say 50 percentile is not a great score. So I would say focus on improving your concepts. Like I mentioned earlier, in quants, arithmetic, algebra, geometry, you should know all those concepts. And after you are starting to get a sense of those concepts, try to solve questions. Don't worry about it. Everybody is scared. Everybody is nervous. Even the other aspirants are also nervous. It is not that anybody is super confident. But if you are putting in consistent effort, you will see that you yourself are improving. That is very useful. How many quant questions should I solve every day? Good question, Suryansh. I would say that every day you should try to solve around 15 questions in quant, maybe 2 LRDIs and maybe 2 RCs. That I think is a good start. Sir, my current profile Samuel John Lakra. My current profile is 997. Will be in my final year of engineering in IT. Want to get into an IMS fresher. VRC and quant are double for me. What should my strategy for DLR be? In DLR, like I mentioned, there should be 2 things. Focus on the CAT previous year's papers. Download the CAT previous year's papers, the PDFs from Cracku website. They are very well designed. The reason I'm actually recommending that is because in the PDF, you will get a link for the video solution automatically ingrained. When you're looking at the LRDI, you can click on a button and you'll be redirected to the video solution page. Second thing is for LRDS, solve the Cracku daily targets regularly. Okay guys, that is it for today. I know that many of you have asked questions. I try to answer most of them to the best of my ability. Do tune in again next week and we will take it forward from there.